guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Kimmie, this is my attic, and today we are continuing with part 3 of my nickel allergy series. Today is going to be a bit of a science lesson, and then we're going to do an unboxing. If you missed part 1 and 2 and you are interested, I will link them down below. But first, I wanted to point out a website that I think you might find interesting. I know I found it really interesting. Excuse me while I drop everything on the floor. And we're back. Okay, so when I first found out that I was allergic to nickel, I really wanted to go and find out about the science behind makeup, how makeup is made, what is in makeup. Basically, the topic of this video is going to be the ingredients and colorings, what gives makeup its color. Because when you have a nickel allergy, that's basically what you have to be aware of, what you're using as far as what's giving the makeup that you're using its color, because that's where you will find the nickel in makeup. But in general, how do they make makeup? So a website that I discovered is called Making Cosmetics. Let me check, I'm pretty sure. makingcosmetics.com, www.makingcosmetics.com. So when I found out that I was allergic to nickel, I planned on starting my own business. This is a true story. I was going to set up a lab right in the kitchen, and I was going to make my own makeup. Not just for me, for everyone. And I would make it just like the big brands do, and then instead of iron oxides, I would substitute the colors with something else. I would use something else as a colorant. Now what that was going to be, I wasn't sure. But Kimmie's Kitchen Cosmetics was born, and it was going to be the first iron oxide free brand. It had never been done before, and there's a reason for that. It's impossible. Anyway, Kimmie's Kitchen Cosmetics unfortunately ceased operations without making one product, but I did learn a lot about making makeup, and Making Cosmetics was one website that I used. Basically, they have a lot of different recipes. They have all different kinds of ingredients. If you are interested in making your own stuff for whatever reason, or on learning how to do it, they also sell these books. And I found these books very, very interesting. I have lip care products. I have, of course, eye makeup and hair care products, which is another one of my loves, my true passions, hair care. We'll get there eventually. And they make other ones. I believe there's a book about blush, and there's a book about lotion. There's 6 altogether, so I'm missing one. But they're just fascinating, like the chemistry behind it, how makeup is made in phases, what chemical does what ingredient does what pulls it all together. There has to be something that pulls the ingredients together, that makes it adhere to your face, that makes it adhere to the shape of the pan or the container or whatever you're getting. And it's just all fascinating to me. So if you do have an interest in that kind of stuff, I mean, science is my thing. Not everybody is going to be interested in this. Science is my job. I love science. So to me, it was really interesting. And if you find it interesting, I would definitely check out the site. There's some lovely people that work here. I have dealt with the customer service. I believe these books were $13 and change. So if you want to pick one of those up, if you are interested, I would highly recommend it. With that, let's get to our chem lesson, or our makeup lesson, our colorant lesson. I don't know. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's take a trip back to high school chemistry. You remember you had organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry. And if you remember the difference, you know that organic chemistry had a carbon, and elements in inorganic chemistry, for the most part, did not. In makeup, there's organic colorants and there's inorganic colorants. So let's start with the organic colorants. Those are the ones we see much less often. Those are the ones that you really don't have an issue with if you have a nickel allergy. For the most part, organic colorants are dyes. And if you've ever seen, I don't know, red 20, green 30, usually it's the color, and then it'll have a number, and oftentimes it'll say FDC or just DC, which stands for Food, Drugs, Cosmetics. So that basically just means that that particular dye can be used in food, drugs, or cosmetics. More often than not, you'll just see DC when it comes to cosmetics. You'll just see drugs and cosmetics, followed by the dye. Now, the problem here is that for the most part, these dyes are not okay to use in eye makeup, in eyeshadow. They're just not approved. They're not okay to use there. And so that was the first snag that Kimmie's Cosmetics ran into, because I thought if I can just substitute an organic dye for an inorganic dye, that'll be brilliant, but it's not that easy because, like I said, they're not approved for eyeshadow. So where do you find them? More or less, you find them in gels and creams. Sometimes you'll find them in lipstick. You tend to find them more in oil-based products, but not in eyeshadow. The next organic dye that we see is something called a lake. If you've ever seen an ingredient, a lake, and then sometimes it'll have a color next to it, and you've wondered, what's a lake? Basically, it's a dye. It's an organic dye, but it has an inorganic substrate attached to it. So the question is, if you have a nickel allergy, will you react to a lake? And the answer that I want to give you is no, you shouldn't. However, I have heard of people with nickel allergies that are reacting to lakes. When there's lakes in the ingredients, they react to it. I think this is for two reasons, or could be for two reasons. The first one is, like I said, when you see a lake, it means that you have an organic dye with an inorganic substrate. More often than not, that's zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. Do they ever use iron oxide as an inorganic substrate? It's possible. So there's your answer right there. This is the problem with a lot of these ingredients. When you see lake, that's all you'll see. So how do you know what a lake is made out of? You really don't. And that's the problem that we run into with a lot of ingredients in makeup. You see the ingredient, but I keep hitting my flower. You see the ingredient, but you don't really know what's in it. And therefore, you don't know if you'll react to it or not. So, like I said, as far as I know, links are mainly made with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Is it possible that they're sometimes made with iron oxides? Yes, it's possible, and that would give you your answer as to why some people react to it. The other reason could be that you're just sensitive to whatever that product is, be it zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. There are others that they put in lakes. It could have nothing to do with your nickel allergy. It could be a whole other thing. It could be that your skin is just sensitive now, or getting sensitive, or sensitive to something other than nickel. So there's a couple of reasons that you could be reacting, but in general, if you just have a nickel allergy, chances are you won't react to lakes. You do see lakes every once in a while. You'll see them in makeup. So if you've ever wondered what they were, that's pretty much your answer. And that's basically all you have as far as organic dyes or pigments. Most colorants in makeup fall into the inorganic side. So before we get to the big ones, like our favorite ones, are iron oxide and mica, we'll talk about some that you might not have heard of. The first one is ultramarines. Is it ultramarines? I want to say aqua. I have notes. So that's why I'm looking down. I want to say aquamarine. I think that was the name of a shampoo like years ago. But no, it's ultramarines. Ultramarines are a sulfide, an aluminum, and I believe a sodium. I believe that's what ultramarine is made out of. No iron oxides there, no nickel there, and they come in mostly blue shades. But they're not that common. How many times have you seen ultramarine in a makeup or in an ingredient? Not too often, right? Every once in a while you will come across it. They are an inorganic pigment. You should not have a problem with them. The other one that you will see sometimes, more often than not, is titanium dioxide. So what is titanium dioxide? Titanium dioxide in itself is not a colorant, but it's mixed with things. It's mixed with iron oxides to brighten them up, to tint them, and it'll also be mixed with mica to refract light. Titanium dioxide usually is a white powder. It's used in a lot of silvers and a lot of shimmers, and it's also used in any kind of makeup that needs to be opaque or needs staying power. You'll often see it in foundations and stuff like that. Again, titanium dioxide on its own, you shouldn't have a problem with. But if you do find that you're reacting to titanium dioxide, you just could have another issue where it's a separate issue that you're also reacting to titanium dioxide. So we have ultramarines and we have titanium dioxides. So far, no problem. Now we get into the iron oxides, and now we get into the problem, because this is where you find the bulk of pigment in makeup, in iron oxides. Naturally occurring element. Sometimes these are known as mineral pigments, inorganic mineral pigments. Anytime you see the word mineral, usually it means it's talking about iron dioxide. So you can pretty much presume it's talking about iron oxides. Iron oxides come in a bunch of colors: brown, yellows, greens. But here's the thing. You don't want to open up a palette and see a brown and a yellow and a green, right? No, we want to see colors we've never seen before. We want this palette to top this palette and the next palette to be better than that. So how do the makeup companies do it? How do they keep coming up with these colors? Well, that's the thing. You're not going to get an iron oxide, a straight iron oxide. More times than not, or almost 100% of the time, I'd say, you have an iron oxide mixed with something else. Titanium dioxides, mica, something that's going to change the color, make it brighter, make it lighter, give it shimmer, so on and so forth. And so I really think that that's the answer right there. Why do we as nickel allergy sufferers react to some makeup and not others? How can we wear some stuff by this brand, but this formula from the same brand we can't wear? Because it's made differently. The ratio is different. I really do think that if you have a reaction to some makeup and you find that you don't have a reaction to others and it all has iron oxides, it could very just well be how it's made. The ratio of iron oxide to something else. Maybe some formulas have more and maybe some formulas have less. So when you have an iron oxide, like I said, it's usually not by itself. It's going to be with something, usually titanium dioxide or mica. But it is there. So if you are very sensitive and you react to anything with iron oxide, you definitely need to pay attention. If you are somebody who is going to try to wear makeup because you know that you react to some things, but you don't react to others, it's just stuff to be aware of. Now, mica is a whole other story. Mica is what gives makeup its shimmer. When you open up that palette and you see that color that you absolutely have to swatch right now, you just have to touch it, more or less, it probably has mica in it. Mica can be very, very fine. It can be very, very small, and that's when you get your satin colors. And then when you have mica that's larger in scale, that's when you get your more glittery colors. Not pressed glitter, but more sparkly colors. Sometimes mica can refract light. Mica can be coated in titanium dioxides that actually can split rays of light. So basically you will have mica coated in titanium dioxide, and that titanium dioxide can actually split the light. So that when you look at it from this angle, it looks pink. When you look at it from this angle, it looks blue. When you look at it from the ceiling, it looks, I don't know, gold, orange. You know what I'm saying. You got those duochromes, the trichromes. We always wanted bigger and better. And they're gorgeous. Why not? You know, those colors where you go like that. And when you go like this, it's pink. When you go like that, it's blue. That's because there's mica in there that's coated with titanium dioxide that is splitting the light, or the light rays. Now, the thing with mica in itself, it doesn't contain any nickel, but mica in itself is transparent. I think I spoke a little bit about this in the first video. So it's always coated in something, but what it's coated in, again, it doesn't say. It doesn't have to say. When you see an ingredient in mica, that could very well mean that it's coated in iron oxides. And more often than not, it is. Every once in a while, it's not. It'll just be coated in something like titanium dioxide. If you have makeup like a blush, you really don't need much pigment. You're just looking for that shimmery wash of color. Sometimes it won't have any iron oxides. It'll just be mica and titanium dioxide. So if you find that there's this blush that you don't react to, but you react to pretty much all iron oxides, that very much could be the case, that that particular blush has mica, but it doesn't have iron oxides. And I keep coming back to this point because this is the problem, right? It says mica, but it doesn't necessarily say if it contains iron oxides or just titanium dioxides or what. So everything with makeup is trial and error when you have this allergy, because you will find that you can wear some stuff and you can't wear others. And that's really the reason behind it. So to sum it up, you want to be able to read ingredients going forward. If you have a nickel allergy, makeup ingredients are going to become really, really important. Things that you really don't have to worry about too much: dyes, lakes, titanium dioxide, ultramarines. And like I said, everyone is different. I have heard of people with this allergy reacting to those things, but it's uncommon. And I think it's more or less that their skin has become sensitive to other things, because if you have a straight nickel allergy, you should be okay with those products. However, those products are the least of what's in makeup. You won't find them too much. What you really see in makeup is iron oxides and mica. By the way, titanium dioxide, I believe, is 778. I'll look that up. I'll make sure and I'll post it down below. But I believe the numeric code for titanium dioxide is 778. It's either 778 or 779, but I think it's 778. Iron oxides are 774. So what you really want to pay attention to is those iron oxides and the mica. But again, iron oxides doesn't mean straight iron oxide, so there is a chance that you can wear it with no problem. Mica may not even mean it has iron oxides. It might just have titanium dioxides, or it might have nothing. Well, I believe it always has something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe mica always has something. So it all becomes trial and error, but if you really are looking to avoid anything with nickel, you need to avoid iron oxides and you need to avoid mica. And if you do have a nickel allergy, you just need to really be aware of those ingredients and aware of the things that you are going to try and kind of keep track of them. Well, you know I can use this, but I can't use that. The problem is there, of course, brands tend to change their formulas, so you can't even win if you do that. But I mean, if you do find a product that you use, how long is it going to take you to use it? It's probably going to take you a long time. So like I said, it's all trial and error. Now, if you are interested in learning more about this stuff, I do have a blog where this is primarily all I talk about. Nickel allergies, what makeup you can use, what makeup you can't use, what's in makeup, and basically I just try makeup. It's pretty much eyeshadow palettes because that's where my main problem is with what I can wear and what I can't wear is in eyeshadow palettes. So pretty much what I try is eyeshadow palettes, and I tell you if I can wear them or if I can't, if I have a reaction or if I can't. And I'm actually going to do a video dedicated to that, dedicated to what eyeshadow palettes I have found over the past few months that I can really use. But for now, that is the take home. So you want to check out my blog, I hope you will, www.myeyeshadowallergy.com. I flourish eyeshadow when you have a nickel allergy, and I hope that you find it helpful, and I hope you found this somewhat helpful. And with that, let's go ahead and unbox some makeup. Okay, so we are losing clothes here. It is so hot. I'm actually in Long Island, and we are having a heat wave like no other, I'm telling you. It is so hot and humid. I also had to turn the air conditioner on, so hopefully you can hear me. I'll try to talk louder. And the lighting, I don't know if it changed, if you can see it, but it just got so dark. We are going to have a thunderstorm, so hopefully it won't be a problem. But anyway, let's get to it. So I have a box. The first brand I'm going to talk about is Sigma. Now, if you're not someone that's into makeup, there's a chance that you're not familiar with Sigma or that you've never heard of it. Every once in a while it pops up in the drugstore, but you can't get it at Ulta and you cannot get it at Sephora. So basically you get it on their website or you can get it at Macy's, but I've never actually seen it at Macy's. It's on their website. I personally love Sigma. I first heard of it from Taylor Wynn. If you guys know Taylor, she does a lot of beauty videos. She does all kinds of videos, vlogs, beauty videos, everything. But she used to have this series called 15 Days of Foundation, where she would do a different foundation every day for 15 days. And she had, I think, like 6 seasons. It was so good. I didn't see it in real time, so when I saw it, I could actually like binge watch it, which I did. It was amazing. She is, in my opinion, without a doubt, the best foundation reviewer on YouTube. Like, not even close. I really, really love her reviews. Anyway, she used to always use a Sigma Kabuki brush, and I was like, what the hell is a Sigma Kabuki brush? So finally I found out that Sigma is a brand who makes amazing brushes. I love Sigma. I love their brushes. I love their makeup. You will hear a lot of people say, oh, Sigma's so boring. I don't like Sigma, or whatever. I don't find that to be the case. I mean, they don't have a lot of flashy stuff. Like, they're more on the neutral side of things, they are, but I think their palettes are beautiful. I have never had an issue with any of their palettes. When I say makeup, I mean eyeshadow palettes. I should be more clear, because that's all I've tried. But their eyeshadow palettes and their brushes, chef's kiss. I am telling you, you cannot get better. Have I talked them up enough? Okay, so anyway, also, Sigma tends to have a lot of sales, and recently they had a good one. And when I say a sale, I mean they have a good sale. It's not like buy $200 worth of stuff and you get a free $5 gift, or you get, you know, shipping for $100, or you get 5% off. They usually do like 30% off. I think Black Friday I got my palettes for 40% off. They have good sales when they have sales. So the last sale that they had, I went and I purchased some stuff. Let's see. Top of your recommended price, blah, blah, blah. Sigma, just for you, take $10 off your next purchase. I will never remember this. I'm so bad with coupons, but it was nice of them to send it. Okay, so we have some brush shampoo. It's like a sample, I guess. I don't use brush shampoo for the most part. Okay. So yeah, mainly I bought brushes from Sigma. I bought a powder brush. This is the F10 for powder and blush. And I mean, their brushes, I am telling you, I really, let's see if I can get this open. I feel like their brushes are just like the best, like the best. They are so, by the way, if you have a nickel allergy and you find that this is giving you a problem, which can happen, you can always use like electrical tape and just tape it over it, and that way you won't have this part exposed and you shouldn't have any more problems. That's just like a trick you can try. But yeah, Sigma brushes, they are so good. They are so good. And that's basically what I got. Oh, I got another flat kabuki. This is the F80. I don't know. I do have another kabuki brush from them, but I don't know if it's the F80 or if it's something else. But I mean, you cannot have too many brushes from Sigma, I'm telling you. They are so, I mean, I can't say enough. Large shader Sigma E60. This is an eyeshadow brush. I'll tell you right now, I am not the best with brushes. I kind of just use whatever, but I do appreciate people who really know what they're doing and they're like, oh, I'm gonna take this E60 and do this, and I'm gonna take this and do that. I really don't do that, but I have a lot of eyeshadow. I mean, I kind of know, like, I can use this for that and that for this. I want to have another one. Okay, so I also purchased the Sigma Medium Sweeper E54. This is another eyeshadow brush. These are the brushes that I tend to use the most, eyeshadow brushes. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 brushes, which is really good because I knew that was mainly what I purchased because their brushes are so amazing. I mean, I really do think that they make the best. Everybody has their own opinion, but that's how I feel. Okay, and then this is the first time I am trying their lipstick. So I have their liquid lipstick. I think I got this for free. I think this was like if you purchased enough stuff, they give you like a choice of a free thing, and I think this is what I got. So this is called New Mod. I don't know. It'll be interesting to try their formula because I've never tried lipstick from them. I don't know where I'm getting these scratches from. It's so weird. Like, people think I have a cat. I don't have a cat. I don't know. But that looks like a nice color. So we'll have to try that. Okay, and of course, I got the palette. This is my 4th Sigma palette. I have 3 others. I just tested Ambiance, and I'm going to post it on my blog. And spoiler alert, it is beautiful. It is really, really gorgeous. I wasn't going to purchase it, and then I saw Samantha March with it, and I was like, I have to have it. Okay, so we have the Cor de Rosa. This is not new. This is one of their older palettes, but I did not have it, so I purchased it. I hope it's coming over. This is what it looks like. Ooh, this is pretty. This is what it looks like. And it is beautiful. And the reason that all their palettes are kind of like the ones that I have, they're all kind of shaped like this. At first I thought they had 18 shadows because Sigma means 18 in Greek, I believe, or it's the 18, it doesn't mean 18, but it's the 18th letter, right? Is that right? I think that's right. I'm not sure. I don't remember from my frat days. But for some reason, I thought this had more corals than it actually does. It's so pretty. I love these palettes. I just think they're so gorgeous. I cannot wait to try this. And look, you get a brush. I mean, and you don't get a crappy brush. I actually like the brushes that come with palettes for the most part, but I mean, this is a Sigma brush that you're getting, a dual-ended Sigma brush. So I mean, you can't go wrong. Don't get rid of this brush if you get Sigma palettes. The brushes are so good. I am telling you, they're so good. And I mean, see this lesson we just had? This obviously has mica. This looks like it has some fine milled mica. This has a little bit larger mica, but mica nonetheless. These colors are so pretty. I can't wait. I hope I don't have a reaction to this palette. I think I paid 20 something for this palette because they had the sale. The sale is no longer going on. But like I said, they have sales quite often and they have some really nice things. So if you are interested in checking them out, you should. I was gonna do another unboxing. I was gonna unbox my Sephora. Sephora also just had a sale, but I feel like this video has already gone over a little bit longer, so maybe we'll do the unboxing of Sephora next time. So the next video, I want to talk to you more about DIY, and I don't mean like the DIY that we just did with I was talking about the chemicals, how brands make makeup do it yourself. I mean do it yourself where you use like kitchen stuff, like non-toxic, like I shouldn't say non-toxic because makeup in itself is non-toxic, but you know what I mean, like people who make makeup from like things in the kitchen or like things around, like powder, oil, beetroot powder, hibiscus powder, stuff like that. You may be tempted to start down that path if you find out that you have an allergy, and I was certainly no exception. And that will be my next topic of conversation the next episode I do. Spoiler alert, I am not a big fan of DIY makeup for a few reasons, which I will get into. And maybe we'll make some stuff. We'll make a couple of things and I'll try it on and I'll show you basically what I mean. But until then, I really, really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I hope to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it and I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you will leave me a comment below if you did. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have a nickel allergy. Let me know what you like to use, and let me know if you are a fan of Sigma. And until then, guys, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.